Alright, you already know what it is. Like, click, and subscribe, do all that. The next film we're doing from Netflix is called The Foreigner. He lost his family and now his last daughter to violent terrorism, and he'll stop at nothing for the day of reckoning. So we have the greatness that is Jackie Chan, and he's chilling with his daughter. They're supposed to be buying a dress for a prom or something like that. As you can see right here, there's a bank right there, and in front is a spot called Stitch and Rose. That's the place where his daughter was going to get a dress. Jackie Chan at this point was about to park, and that's where you see his daughter actually going into the store. So somebody's trying to quickly park at the same time as he's pulling up or whatever like that. And then they end up running into each other's cars. And then all of a sudden, a freaking bomb goes off. The bomb really goes off at the bank, but it's like right next to the flower shop. And at this point, yes, I'm going to sit there and tell you, his daughter dies. So as we've been told, there's been some sort of terrorist London bombing. This guy's kind of important in the movie, but I won't do no spoilers. And this shot of Jackie Chan holding his dead daughter is like, damn, that shit is just heartbreaking, yo. Like just watching that image is frightening. And here we have a shot of the bombers. They suck. We know. And here we have the greatness that is Pierce Brosnan. And in this movie, he's playing somewhat of a politician, but they have a lot of backing with him. And he's actually trying to figure out who the bombers are too, because there's a lot of control between the Russians, and it's a lot of different affiliations that go along with this, but it'll be explained in the movie. When they first show Pierce Brosnan, he's with this girl named Maggie, and that is not his wife. That is some side piece that he has, but trust me, in this movie, her role is more than a side piece, but if I explain that, then I'll basically be explaining what's going on in the movie, so therefore you have to watch it for yourself to find that out. So Jackie Chan's been discovering some things. He makes this phone call to Pierce Brosnan, how he's part of the NRA and all the other mentions, and basically he just wants the names of the people that are the people that are responsible for the bombings, you know, and basically trying to figure out who killed his daughter. And Jackie pretty much does everything before leading up to this. Like, he's trying to get information as much as he can. No one's telling him anything. He's willing to pay off people. You know, it's been like 5 days. He hasn't been getting the results he wants to get. So, you know, we all know, like, he's about to start getting back to business and giving the people the business. You know, so basically Jackie wants names from Pierce Brosnan. He wants to know who are these people, who are the London bombers, who killed his daughter, stuff like that. He's not trying to disclose information, but he claims that he doesn't know or whatever like that. So at this point, you already know what Jackie Chan's feeling like doing. So Jackie, one more time, he actually approaches him in person to try to get some answers. And of course, Pierce Brosnan is not giving him the right answers he wants. So you see that face? Look at that face. That's the face of a man who's backed into a corner. And on a side note, he gives this story about how his wife had died in a war, and his other 2 daughters before his youngest daughter, Fran. All of them had died in the family. Like, he has no family left. And his last daughter gets killed in a bombing. So, you know, this is the face of a man that's like, you know what, I've had enough. I'm about to start taking matters in my own hands. So in this particular scene, he sets up a warning shot, basically. Like, he sets up some type of bomb in the bathroom, but it's not really a full-fledged bomb to kill anybody, just to cause a disruptance. He ties 2 lemonade soda pops together. He uses the back of a cigarette butt and has it on a string, and then he lights the cigarette butts next to the soda pop, and then it just like blows up the entire bathroom, but not enough to cause a whole bunch of damage, just to send a message. So obviously at this point, Pierce Brosnan's freaking out. It was like, okay, we gotta find this man ASAP right now. So while they're looking for him, Jackie's setting up some more concoctions, which ends up being somewhat of a semi-car bomb, but it doesn't really, not really blow anything up. But at this point, you're thinking to yourself, okay, Jackie Chan's a little bit older, so he's not gonna use as much karate in this movie. So they switch him up and make him into like some type of scientist. And at this point, you're like, okay, in this particular movie, did he have some special forces training or something? Or like, what is going on? So at this point now they're like, okay, we definitely need to find him because he's got some type of training. He knows something. So at this point, Jackie Chan is basically just stalking his men, you know what I'm saying, just stalking him and Pierce Brosnan, just so he get the information about the names of the people, the London bombers and stuff like that, because he's trying to figure out who this killer is. You know what I'm saying? He keeps having flashbacks about him and his wife and his other daughters that were killed. And he's just a heartbroken man. Like, just look at him. He's just depressed about everything. He's just trying to find the killers at this point. And I won't explain anything else more in the movie because the movie's too damn good, and there's certain parts of it that I want you to see for yourself if you haven't seen yet, so you can figure out where the tie-ins take place. But bottom line is, it's great. You know what I'm saying? It's The Foreigner, it's Jackie Chan, it's Pierce Bronson. I mean, it sells itself, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, click, and subscribe, and check the movie out. Once again, it's on Netflix, The Foreigner. There you go.